Now, I'm going to say that again. In a time of group protest, group action, every single voice matters. A singular voice. There are no sounds of silence. There are, if we start with one voice. This is a meaningful time in American history. We have seen many protests before, including the Civil Rights Movement, the anti-Vietnam War movement, the women's consciousness-raising movement and women's rights movement, gay movement, gay liberation, and then LGBTQ liberation. Today we're seeing something new due to social media and instant news. Instantly activated activism. I ain't talking about alt-right and Breitbart, by the way. Not what I'm referring to. They exist too, they're using the media too, but I'm not reading it, so I don't know. Across the country, massive numbers of people demonstrate and march in opposition to Trump's presidency. People are attending town halls to confront their elected representatives. On January 21st, 400,000 people demonstrated in New York City alone. More than 2.5 million demonstrated worldwide. People were energized by the call to activism and they acted. Now, I just played for you the Sounds of Silence, 1960. I think there were 4 great prophets in the 20th century, who 2 of whom are still alive. Bob Marley, Leonard Cohen, Bob Dylan, Paul Simon. And we know from the 1960s the last poets, and also Gil Scott Heron, the revolution will not be televised, and as someone pointed out during the conference, but it will be on your screens, on your handheld screens, on Instagram, on Facebook. Each one of these people is an individual with a voice. On social media, some people post daily, sharing their thoughts, their feelings, their outrage, and some of them are expressing themselves through art. I would like to share one person's post. This particular person is a 52-year-old man, and his response to today's political situation is reflected in his photographs and poetry, which he posts on Instagram. What is the sound of one hand clapping? This Zen koan is meant to train the spiritual seeker's mind when the mind encounters something that seems unthinkable. What is the power of one voice? This man has nearly 1,500 followers. He's not well known, he's not famous, he just posts, and as people come across it, they become his follower and they come back day after day. 1,500 followers who are enthusiastic about the way he thinks and sees outside the box and are inspired by his vision. By looking at these posts, we will discover the power of the individual voice at a time of mass activism and perhaps hear the sound of one hand clapping. Now that is my contribution. The rest of it is going to be the photographs and posts, photographs and poetry that this person posts. And Ruth is kindly helping me. I am the audio, she is the visual. I am going to hold up. What he does is he posts a photograph that he's taken and a poem that he's written to accompany it. So she's going to pass around the image that I am using.
Should we show it to the...
Sure, please. Thank you so much. What a brilliant idea. Make me happy.
And then Kate again.
So you looked carefully at the image, because the image has above it the words, "Make America Hate Again." She really looked great. And this is called Lost. You see the word loser in there. That which we choose to win is to lose. Melted pot tossed, humankind lost. Closed-minded and bossed, riddle me rules, fed to fearful fools, and march step to death as we gasp cold metal breath and drown in our shallow flood of creature comfort blood, where the mighty try for more, cry uncle, and off to war. Now, he's been listening to rap and hip hop for what, 30 years or more? And his work is hip hop inflected. I can't rap, but I hope you hear the cadences of rap, and of course you hear the endless rhyme. Okay. And this red glare. Deny what is there, buy the illusion, draw false conclusion, add to confusion. Reality escaped, coffin draped, earth raped, bombs burst in air, fought for the worst of care. Oopsie. Same image, but black and white. Black flags, monsters laid in beds remade, line up to get paid, bulls on parade. Greed machine feed, starve those in need, land of the free, the bell tolls for thee. And to fill you in, these are posts from Instagram of one person. This is the sound of one voice, one singular voice, the sound of one hand clapping. And he posts his photographs and poetry to go with the photographs. He's in his 50s, his early 50s. He'll be 53 in the summer. And Ruth is passing the images around. This is one. 8 million stories, the tragedy, the glories, stands alone, crafted and honed, flesh and bone, hearts and mind stoned, pains, P-A-I-N-S, panes of glass, single or en masse, steel beams, exact as it seems, foundation crack. What love did we lack? Formed against the sky, storms don't ask why. The story must be filled. In the distance, we rebuild. So some of these are political, some of these are kind of edging into political, socio-political, but they're all observations from this, recent of today's socio-political climate. Now, you just saw a New York City icon.
I'm going to sit here with this as, hold the image as you read it.
Oh, terrific.
Okay, good.
So here is another, please join us. These are the, oh, Claire, how nice. So these are the photographs with accompanying poetry written by a guy in his 50s. He posts them on Instagram just about daily. And he's, a lot of them are pretty political. This is called Icon. That sure is a New York City icon. Icon of night, a whisper of light, told of bold might. Behold, such a sight. One who sought out a fight, bought and sold outright for that which we grasp so tight. O gleaming spire, lay dreaming in desire. Now, this one, when you see it up close, is, you talk about revolution. Okay, and it's a demonstration. They're holding placards, many of which just say no, and you'll hear the allusion to what this is just by the title alone. It's called Another Spring. Bullhorns and banners, slogans and signs, take to the streets, speak your minds, let it be heard, let us be seen. No is that word that shuts down the machine. We still have a voice that shows our choice. In a time of universal deceit, speaking the truth is revolutionary. And it's called Decipher. Upload, speak in code, dog whistle blown, message unknown, forget tact, state a fact. You knew it before, restore, nothing more. Illusory veil of a tired old tale, see red. The lie is dead. Garbage pail and system fail out of the blue, clear and true. Now, some of you may share his cultural frame of reference enough to recognize this image. It's the Rolling Stones, right?
Sucking in the 70s. Wasn't that the name of it?
Give me shelter, helter skelter. We had a full day. Mad bull lost its way. Dreams shattered, we lay tattered. Rock and roll takes its toll. Greed spread like cancer. Feed your head, need an answer? You may be a lover, but you ain't no dancer. Okay. Greed spread like cancer. You can hear the echo of Sounds of Silence, which I played when we first began. Silence like cancer spreads. So it's greed. So. Resist. Plain old straight up, resist. To say we did. Add your name to the list, to raise your fist, to not cease and desist, to consistently persist until they get the gist. Continue to resist. And now, to make everybody happy, because who wouldn't be happy?
Yeah, that's me right there.
Here we go. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
And the title of the poem is a pun. It's per sister. Per, oh, sister, per sister, per sister. Lady, oh, you got it.
Clever.
You got it.
Clever.
Lady of the hour, grab the power. Fur flying feline. Fierce, feminine gold mine, bang the drum. Cage, rattle and hum. Glitter box and soft satin. Pick rocks and take Manhattan. Lift that skirt and make it hurt. Just underneath that pussy got teeth. This is the vagina dentata. That Trump is going to get bitten by one of these days if he keeps on grabbing.
Merkel began.
What?
Merkel began.
Oh, she sure did. Yes. This was from a demonstration. This image. Some of what he photographs were stuff that he's seen on the street, like posters on the street. And he takes pictures of the posters, some at demonstrations, some whatever catches his eye. And this is called mockery. Let freedom ring. Liberty bell shattered. Caged bird sing. Old glory lay tattered. It's good to be king when nothing really mattered. Now, when I played The Sounds of Silence, there's a line in it that just kind of grabs me, I guess. And I was talking to this guy a couple of weeks ago, and we were just kind of ripping, and we associated exactly at the same moment to the same line from Sounds of Silence. The words of the prophet are written on the subway walls and tenement halls. And as you see, somewhere in the city, someone wants peace. And this poem is called Imagine, so that also echoes pop culture. Everyone recognize Imagine? Anybody puzzled? Just look puzzled.
Puzzle.
John Lennon.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And the entire poem is composed of hashtags. Hashtag no walls. Hashtag no fence. Hashtag no hate. Hashtag no chance. Hashtag humanity. Hashtag fail. Hashtag photo. Hashtag New York City. Hashtag peace. Now this is a poster image of someone putting something up on the wall. And it kind of really amuses me. I can see why it caught his eye. And it's called The Writing. Words of the prophet are written on the subway walls. And we all know many, many Tekel a parson. It was the writing on the wall it's from the Bible. It's a Bible quote. M-E-N-E, Tekel, T-E-K-E-L, U-P-A-R-S-O-N, a parson. The handwriting appeared on the wall and no one knew what it meant. Oh.
No, so give the background of what you're
It's the
talking
book of
about.
Daniel?
I think you're right. Yes, it's the book of Daniel, right. I love you. I was afraid that this is like, lost knowledge. If people aren't familiar, I'm non-affiliated sectarian. The Bible is not a Bible for me. It's a cultural source, but it's a very rich one. The writing, up against the wall, stand tall, never fall, won't lay down in defeat, power seize, system freeze, rather die on my feet than live on my knees. I hope you all recognize what up against the wall means. It's what police say when they're deciding someone is a person of interest, it's often accompanied with up against the wall, motherfucker, in case you haven't been shoved up against the wall. Don't be. You're not going to be. Now this image captivated him because the flag was so limp. It's called Wrapped. That's W-R-A-P-P-E-D. But you also, because it's, kind of wrapped. But the minute I said the word out loud, I also heard it as wrapped, like R-A-P-T, and wrapped, like R-A-P-P-E-D, which if he were reading this, you would hear rap. But it's just me. Wrapped. Home of the brave, your banner yet to wave, false pride, to hide, to save, truth to enslave, wrapped in self, we cave, lay still in thick fold, tale be told, integrity sold, cherry tree, stunted growth, land of the free, denied an oath. This says rise up. It reminds me of a song I heard many, many years ago, a couple of decades ago. And I've looked for it on YouTube, I haven't been able to find it, and I thought maybe it was Pharaoh Sanders, but I can't find it anywhere. It was called Rise Up Africa. Rise Up Africa, Rise Up. Indivisible, few error, all pay. New era, dark day. Spew terror, fade away. Ban the man, blame the game, do what you can. Fan the flame. This is really enigmatic. Enjoy the enigma. We need a decipherer of that code
You get
to
it.
solve enigma. You get it. She got it. Hope never silent.
Will never be silent.
That's right. Will never be silent. Yeah, the words that are showing, but you're right, thank you, Ruth. Hope will never be silent. It's called shout. No sounds of silence here. Shout. This is the sound of one voice shouting for all of us, so we will shout also. Louder than lies. Shout louder than lies. Hope never dies. Beyond all my fears, shed a sea of tears. Throughout the years, it still sounds in my ears. That sweet, soothing voice reminds me of my choice, that the half a century despair isn't meant for me. And the darkest of night, this dreadful fright, gives way to light. This hope wins the fight. And I've been quoting Sholem Aleichem, and I will quote Sholem Aleichem again. When the heart is full, the eyes run over.
Oh.
And I have those quotes. This is the last one, but then we will pass on these other ones just to look at. I don't have the poems with it. So you recognize this. That's a $1 bill.
Well, would you like to do?
One. One voice, $1 bill. It's not always about the Benjamins. You all know that phrase, everyone? Okay.
Yeah.
This guy actually had a part in the movie all about the Benjamins. It's called Fool's Gold. Apply the golden rule, try to no avail. People play the fool, cry and start to wail. With a hammer, our only tool, we treat everything like a nail. You hear the echo of, I think that's Paul Simon, I'd rather be a hammer than a nail. With a hammer, our only tool, we treat everything like a nail. Perverted and diverted from humanity's main goal, when metal is more precious than a true heart and soul, betrayed and dismayed at the devaluation, under what do we trust a lost, valued nation? Now these, just for